Alright, welcome back, beautiful viewers. So let's continue with our coding for the stocking form. Okay, so what we are come to do here, or for today, we're just going to add a validation checks. Okay, now on the form you have different field on the form. Okay, the user needs to enter some information on the form. Okay, so you're going to make sure that the right inputs or the required field are being entered with the appropriate names. Okay, we're going to make sure that the user, when it comes to, let's say, the quantity, at least the quantity is added, the unit price, the right amount is being added, like there is no negative figure being added, and the cost price too. Okay, so you're going to make sure these field, and then if there's a new product that we're going to create, it at least a category has been selected for, the product name has been entered, and so on and so forth. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to do a validation checks. We're going to make sure that the user insert or enter the right info for the right field. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to comment so that later in our code we understand what we wrote over there. So we're going to comment it / so validation checks. Okay, I'll give you the meaning on comments. I said it is used for head. One of the uses, one of the importance of comment in coding is to group your code. Okay, or it can be used as a heading for the group of code. Okay, and that aspect is not going to be executed by the server. It's going to be ignored. Okay, it's not going to be executed, or it's not going to be read as part of your code. Okay, it's just used as a heading for a group of code. Okay, so we're going to add a conditional statement or an expression. Okay, let me write it. When I'm done, I'll give you the explanation on that. So just follow me, write the same thing. When I'm done, the explanation will follow. I'm going to add if statement, open bracket, have my quantity to be checked, quantity underscore to add, so we're going to check less than or equal to 0. Then another one to check, which is the unit price, unit underscore price. Okay, so this is another condition we're going to check. It is less than 0. Another condition is going to be the cost price. Okay, so this is an expression that we are adding over here. So we're going to check this one too to see if this is less than 0. We have another condition here to be checked, and here it's a little technical, but I will explain to you. It's not anything. So we're gonna have our open brackets, exclamation mark, then we have our $sign for product ID, product underscore ID, have this. I'm gonna have exclamation mark, dollar sign. I'm gonna have a category underscore ID. Then we're gonna have another condition to be checked. We're gonna have exclamation mark, the name, then we close the bracket. Okay, we're gonna close the brackets, then open our curly bracket. Open its curly brackets. We're gonna pass an error message. So if the condition that we've provided, if the conditions are fluid, then there should be an error message. Okay, and the error message is going to be, yeah, please fill in all required field. Okay, fill in all the required field correctly. All required field correctly. Okay, full stop. We have our then gonna close it. Okay, so this is the condition that we've passed. So let me give the explanation on it so that you know what we've written. Now, I said on this form we have different field that value needs to be entered in. Okay, so we need to check, or we need to make sure that the right info is being provided, especially when it comes to quantity. We're going to make sure that at least the quantity is being added, and the quantity is not going to be less than 0. Okay, if you are adding a product on the form to a product table, we're going to make sure that at least the quantity entered is not less than 0. That's what we've written over here, and it's an expression. When you say expression in programming, we are talking about a combination of values and operators that return a value like true or false. Okay, so we're going to pass on a condition, okay, to see. So we are saying that these are the expression. Okay, it's an expression that is usually used in if statements. So we are passing an expression that if the quantity to be added is less than or equal to 0, then you should move on and say, or check again, if the unit price to be added is less than 0, the cost is also less than 0. Now you should give out this error message. Okay, we should fill in all the required field correctly, because the unit price can never be a negative figure, or cannot be less than 0, or neither the cost price can also be less than 0, or can be a negative figure. So when filling this form, maybe the user unintentionally will type a negative figure over here. So when the form is submitted, that conditional statement that we provide, you're going to check, and if the conditions that we provided are true on the form, it's going to return this error message to the user. So the user will be prompted to do the right thing. Now here, let me come to this side so that you can have the full gist of the code. Okay, so from here is the quite technical aspect of it. but it's not anything. Now if you look at this form, okay, we have different sections. You see that a new product variance here. If you want to use this section, it means you are come to already, or you are come to add an additional stock to an already product in your database. Okay, but if you come to this category, it means you are going to add a new product which is not in your database. Okay, so here is used when you are come to do restocking, and here is used to create a new product in your database. So that's why you have to choose a category. So here the technical aspect I'm talking about is that the form is going to check, the code is going to check, or the expression is going to check. Now if a new product is being created, then you should check if the ID is provided, then a category has been selected for that product, then at least a name has been entered for the product. That's the meaning of this condition that you see over here, the technical aspect that I talked about, but it's not anything. Okay, so this is the full gist of the condition, which is a validation checks. It's going to check if any of the conditions that we've provided over here are true, then it's going to throw out, or it's going to give this error message to the user. Okay, it's going to say please fill in all the required field correctly. Now let me give a practical example of what will happen. So let me use this form, because I've already finished with this code for the actual project that we are trying to imitate. Okay, so let me try to add a new product. So I'll choose a category, so I'll say accessories, then product name, I'll not type anything, then the size, maybe I'll choose small, then maybe I'll choose orange. Quantity, I'll not type anything, or I'll type 0. Then maybe here I'll type let's say 0, here to I'll type 0. Okay, so let's see what happens. Then let me try to submit it. So you see, when I try to submit the form, you see what is being given to me. It said the value must be greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so that condition is making sure that the user will put in the right info on the form. Okay, so let me make, let's say 1, and move on again. Then you see, it is telling me that please fill in all the required field correctly. It means something is wrong with the form. Okay, so it will prompt the user, and the information will not be saved. You see, so this is the practical aspect of what we are trying to do over here. Okay, so this condition is going to do that. It's going to make sure that, or if this if statement or this expression that you see over here is going to do that on the form. It's going to ensure that the user enter the right info on the form. Okay, so this is the full gist of the conditional statement, starting from here. So let me show you so that you can have the same thing in your code. Make sure you type the same thing, pause the video, and write it. So this is the explanation that you can get on this conditional statement, or the expression that we've written in our code. Thank you very much for watching. If you love what I'm doing, please follow my page, comment on my video, and share the video with your friends. Now, if there is any particular video that I want to do on any topic, you can feel free and leave it in the comment section. If there is a particular topic that or section that you want me to throw more light on, okay, or do a video on, you can feel free and leave it in the comment section, and I will do my best and post it on the page for us all. This is a community that I want to grow together. Follow me and like my video, share them with your friends. Thank you very much, and see you soon.